Hello, my name is Edgar and today I'm going to present our objective. We've been assigned to demonstrate hacking and defense ethical hacking techniques that commonly used by professional and penetration tester. We have chosen denials of service. The objective of exploring about denial of service is to figure out methods to prevent denial of service, learn ethical hacking and learn how to prevent from being getting hacked.
Good morning to Dr. Young. My name is Ashraf, and today I would like to introduce our project, which is denial of service. So, what is denial of service? A denial of service is a cyber attack in which the perpetrator seeks to make a machine or network resource unavailable to its intended user by temporarily or indefinitely disrupting service of a host connected to the internet. So, how does it work? So, denial of service main purpose is to ensure its victim can access its resources. So, the attacker will send bots and it will send this denial of service types of attack to the victim to ensure that the victim can access its resources. Now, there are three types of denial of service. One is buffer overflow. Second one is ping of death, and the third one is distributed denial of service. Buffer overflow is a program of overwrite memory adjacent to a buffer that should not have been modified intentionally or unintentionally. While ping of death is an attacker attempt to crash, destabilize, or freeze target computer or service by sending malformed or oversized packet, being a simple ping command. Now, this method works by sending small data packets to the network resources. The ping of death take advantage of this and send data packets above the maximum limit, which in here is 65,536 bytes, that TCP or IP allow. TCP/IP fragmentation breaks the packet into small chunks that are sent to the server. Since the sent data packets are larger than what the server can handle, the server will freeze, reboot, or crash. The last one is distributed denial of service. Now, distributed denial of service, or DDoS, is an incoming traffic flooding the victim originates from many different sources. This effectively makes it impossible to stop the attack simply by blocking a single source.
Next is limitation during assessment. So we only have one limitation, which is a limited amount of devices. So denial of service attacks require multiple devices to attack a targeted server. So attacking a server that would overloading the server could prove difficult without multiple devices. However, this can be very costly and we only have a limited amount of devices to actually perform the attack.
How to prevent DOS attack? Here we have 5 methods. First method is get help recognizing the attack. Second method, contact internet service provider. Method 3, investigate black hole routing. Fourth method, configure firewalls and routers. Fifth method, consider front-end hardware.
Today, I would like to introduce a type of distributed denial service, which is mass mailing. Mass mailing consists of sending numerous duplicate mails to the same email address. This method is also an act of a DDoS attack, as it uses a tool called botnet to perform the attack. Hi, so today I'm gonna do a penetration test for mass mailing, and to do mass mailing, I will use this tool called Easy Email Spammer by KamiDev, and we will perform the penetration test using the system. So, in order for us to do email spammer using this, as you can see here in the interface, we have to fill in the information of our victim. So, just to clarify, this is just a penetration test, so no harm will be done to the email, and this is just a bot email that I own. Same as the sender information, but we have to fill who is sending the attacker. So mostly in the real life attack, it won't use a real life account like this. It will use like a bot account. But for penetration test, we just use this also bot mail to start the spamming. So as you can see here, we can put the victim name, the what are inside the package, the body. We can also set the number of spam that we can do to the email. As you can see here, it is 20. So we can start the spamming process by pressing the spam email. and we will have to wait until all the email is spam. As you can see here, they're running, the test is running, and we will wait until all the email is sent, and then we can see the result later in the bot email. Now the spam email has been sent successfully. All 20 email has been sent to the account. So now we can go back here and we can see here there will be a spam email that has been made. Now I'm going to reload the email. And this is just a test. As you can see here, this is 20 emails that has been sent. So this shows that the mass mailing has been successfully implemented. Thank you very much. Hello again. Today I would like to talk about prevention on mass mailing. So there is 4 ways that we can prevent mass mailing from happening to you so that you won't be attacked by hackers who perform mass mailing on you. So there are 4 types of prevention. The first one is targeting, second is email firewall, third one is perimeter protection, and the last one is CAPTCHA. So I will go forward and explain one by one. So the first one is targeting, which is a practice of slowing the transmission of email, message sent in a bulk as a mean of targeting spammers. Next, we have email firewall. So email firewall work like a spam filter by regulating incoming email based on a set of rules established by the email server. Firewall analyze email messages to determine if the message should be flagged as spam. The next one is perimeter protection. A network perimeter is a secured boundary between the private and locally managed side of the network. Often a company interacts on the public-facing side of a network, often in the internet. And the last one is CAPTCHA. Using CAPTCHA on web-based email form can help minimize the impact of automated attack and lessen your chance of email flooding and denial of service. This benefit come in handy when scanning your website and application. So that is all for the prevention of mass emailing.
Hello, my name is Muhammad Fauzi, and in this presentation, I'm going to talk about load testing. So, what is actually load testing? Load testing is a testing process in which the performance of your system, your website, or your software application is tested under an explicit expected load. So, the test determines how the system would behave while being used by multiple users at once. The objectives of doing load testings are to identify the response times for each transaction, the performance of your system components under various loads, the performance of database components under different loads, and the network delay between the client and the server. The methodology of load testings are manual load testing, in-house developed load testing tools, open source load testing tools, and enterprise class load testing tools. So there are many load testing tools available online for free, which are WebLoad, Stress, Stimulus, Load Ninja, NeoLoad, LoadView, and Web Server Stress Tool. For this demo, I will be using Web Server Stress Tool 8, which is for free. So in the test section here, I will choose RAM test, which it will increase the load for a specified time to see how the website will respond. And I will run the test for 10 minutes with number of users of 10. So here we input the web link of the website that we want to test, and the browser setting, I'm going to leave it at default, and we can start the test and wait sometimes for the test to finish. The test will actually run for 1 minute because I set it at 1 minute, and we just wait for the test to complete its cycle. So after the test is done, the application will direct you to a link that will show you the result of the test, multiple result of the test actually. You can see the click time and errors with graphical presentation, click time, hits and clicks, protocol times, and hierarchy of the test.
As for flood HTTP request attacks, that will be by me. HTTP requests are designed to attack websites with large amount of requests simultaneously with the intent to create a denial of service to the database of a website. There are two types of HTTP attacks, which is HTTP GET attacks and HTTP POST attacks. HTTP GET attacks usually refers to a coordination of bots performing an action on the server through GET, such as requesting a large amount of images from the website. HTTP POST attacks are usually websites that insert data to the database. We have chosen POST as the methodology as the type of attacks on our dummy website. As for the tools, we are writing our own Python scripts developed by me and using Makaru for the data generation, which is able to generate 10,000 randomized data that we will insert into the database and XAMPP to create a simple website. To demonstrate HTTP POST request attacks, we will show you the database of the website. This is the website, and we will try to insert this normally. And it shows that it is successful. Let's go back, and it shows it's empty, and it shows that it is inserted. Now let's try to run the script. The script shows that if I press enter, it will load up all the requests instantly. And once we start executing, it will start inserting to the database. It takes a few seconds before the server, there we go. For a few hundred tasks it does insert, however, the server does start to fail. After only 600 tasks executed and fully inserted, it shows that it is refusing to reconnect. Let's try to access it using our own as a legitimate user. Filling up all my here, and it does shows that it is very slow. It's not responding, and it's refused to connect. Let's reload the database, and it does show that denial of service is happening. Once we stop the task from executing, we can now able to see the database that was inserted, and you can see there are 2,000 currently that was inserted, and we can now insert it to the database. This shows that the script is able to create denial of service. Thank you. Hello sir, my name is Izudin, and today I will be presenting about the risks involved during the assessment for our project. The risk involved was that there are a lot of programs out there that claiming to be a penetration testing tool. However, it is fake. It is actually a virus. This is because software that does DDoS attacks tend to be removed by the antivirus. This leads to usual users closing the antivirus protection when testing these programs is an obvious exploitation vulnerability which people can take advantage of. In fact, one of our team members did get a virus when downloading these penetration testing software. Other than that, it is also shortened the hardware lifespan of a hardware, where by nature DDoS attacks designed to overwhelm servers. This in turn makes the user also push the limits of the hardware of the attacker, which is us. It is also hard to find legitimate programs that claims to be what it is. This in turn create a limitation that the software is scarce to find. That's all from me. Thank you. Prevention of HTTP requests. We should able to kill the malicious connection coming from the same IP addresses. Connection that are repeatedly giving HTTP requests should be easy to target and kill. Define the minimum of incoming data rates. This is to prevent slow HTTP attacks. And define the maximum of incoming data rates. This is to prevent fast HTTP attacks, such as mine. Use tools such as Light HTTPD to manage these data, and Light HTTPD is able to define the minimum and maximum amount of incoming data rates. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Evelyn. I would like to present about our scope. Unlike a virus or malware, a DOS attack doesn't depend on a special program to run. Instead, it takes advantage of an inherent vulnerability in the way computer networks communicate. In a DOS attack, a computer is risked to send not just one introduction to the server, but hundreds and thousands. The server, which cannot tell the introduction are fake, sends back its usual response, waiting up to a minute in each case to hear a reply. When it gets no reply, the server shuts down the connection, and the computer executing the attack repeats, sending a new batch of back requests. DOS attacks mostly affects organizations and how they run in a connected world. For consumers, the attack hinders their ability to access services and information. How to prevent DOS attack? Here we have 5 methods. First method is get help recognizing the attack. Second method, contact internet service provider. Method 3, investigate black hole routing. Fourth method, configure firewalls and routers. Fifth method, consider front-end hardware. Now I would like to present the network scanning. Here is the definition of network scanning. To use data found by the scanner to handle, manage, and protect the device. Network scanning is used to identify the network service available, to identify and recognize any existing filtering system, to look at what operating systems are in use, and to protect the network from attacks. It also used to measure the network's overall health. So, this is tool that we have used to scanning the network. Command prompt or CMD is a native application of the Windows operating system. It gives the user to perform operations using commands. It used to be the only way to interact with the computer, so a simplistic set of commands were used to make the system do anything. So, how do we performing the network scanning? First, we create text files names IP list. Next, we open the CMD. There is two ways to open the CMD, whether you want to try Windows plus R key or right click on the Windows icon. So this is how it looks. Then you have to navigate where the IP list text file was created. Use Command CD. Example, CD desktop. After that, you need to use the scan command. After you input the scan command, press enter. So this is how it looks when after you execute the scan command. After it finished running, open the IP list text file. So here is the result. The 0% loss means the is an active IP address.
And I'm going to present recommendations to prevent DOS attacks. The first thing is to organize a DOS attacks response plan. Will having a response plan ready will allow you to respond as promptly as possible with this you will have a strategy when a DOS attack does occur. It is effective to build a special team to react when such an event occurs so that less damage will be taken by the company. Next is to secure your infrastructure with DOS attack prevention solutions. The first is firewall. A firewall will prevent a valuable information from being leaked without knowing. Next, VPN. VPN service establish secure and encrypted connection to provide greater privacy than even a secured Wi-Fi hotspot will take your information won't be easily leaked. Next is anti-spam. Anti-spam refers to the use of any software, hardware or process to block spam from entering a system. Content filtering will filter works by specifying content patterns such as text. If match indicate undesirable content, this will be screened out and content filter will block access to this content. Load balancing is an efficient distribution of networks application traffic across multiple servers so that in a server farm, with this the server will not be overloaded. And lastly, we recommend tool that is Revo Uninstaller. Why we use Revo Uninstaller? This tool can require payment to remove this software, or it will give a limited amount of time to use the tool. Revo Uninstaller will remove all the software completely with the cost given when you install it. Next, we perform a vulnerability assessment. A network vulnerability assessment is a broad process that includes such tasks such as security control check, identifying, quantifying, and prioritizing network threats. The assessment will try to find security vulnerabilities, and then the review until then propo proposes an intervention plan to mitigate and overcome the vulnerabilities found. Next is identify warning signs of a DDoS attack. If the signs of a DDoS attack are identified as early as possible, steps may be taken such as no harm is taken. The first sign is the website is responding slowly. Next, the website is unresponsive. The user has problem accessing the website. The internet connection issue if you are a target. And lastly, the next, adopt cloud-based service providers. Cloud services provide high standards of cybersecurity will help protect your properties and network from DDoS criminals, including firewalls and threat detection tools. Cloud also has a great bandwidth than most private networks, so if pressured by increased DDoS attacks, it will likely it is likely to crash. Thank you. Lastly, conclusion. In our conclusion, in case of a DOS attack, we learn the value of having to review your website for vulnerabilities and have a backup plan so that you can reduce the damage done to your business and your website. Thank you.